A few days ago, I made this tiny working fireplace. I made a whole video about building it. We took it outside, we set a real fire inside, and it looked so cool. But after the fire died down, I brought it inside, and in some ways the burnt out fireplace with the soot marks and the ash looked even cooler than with a real fire and smoke pouring out the top. To me, this looks like a little scene, and it really sparks my imagination. It reminds me of a medieval outdoor fireplace, maybe a campsite with some trees around it, warriors are camped out across, maybe they leaned their swords against it. So I thought, why not dress this up and turn it into something that I've been wanting to make for a long time, a book nook. I have a vague idea of how I want this to look, but I need a little more inspiration. Time to go foraging.
I can definitely use some of these. Safe.
Alright, super successful dollar store run. I got some great stuff, including these battery operated tea lights, which flicker like a real fire. I think that they would be perfect to go in there, except that this housing is ugly and too big. So I need to take these apart and figure out how they're gonna go in there. I actually think I can fit multiple of these inside if I take off the fake candle. And it says that these last for 240 hours. Let's take one of these apart.
Oh, okay. So that all comes off. Just the flickering LED. So we can put this right on top. Okay, let's start cutting stuff away. Actually, if I just don't use the switch, I can cut all this off and then just slide the leads to hit the battery. Okay, let's cut all this off. So that's small. That's very small. And then we can just put the little flame thing right on top. And I think that should fit in the fireplace nicely. Let's check. Look at that. That's so cool. All right, I wasn't loving the whole battery pack in the fireplace thing, and I remembered that I have these male to female DuPont wires from my Arduino kit. So I can put the male ends in the batteries, hide this behind the fireplace, run the wires underneath, and only have this in the fireplace. And that will allow me to fit more lights in there as well. I realize now that because I'm using the DuPont wires, I can just leave the switches on because there's no reason for these to be as small as possible. I really don't want to go back to the dollar store, so I don't know, maybe I'll go back later, but I'll do it the right way with these ones, leaving the switches on and using the DuPont wires. You live and you learn. Perfect, okay, there we go. And now we can switch it off and on. Whoop. Oh no, we can't switch it off and on because the switch doesn't work. Okay, so this gives us a better housing, but it doesn't give us a switch, but I think it's fine. We can always just stick one wire in there and leave it out when we're not using it. There's like a perfect little hole in there, which is basically a switch. Take out and put back in. So, bit of a blessing in disguise. The bricks didn't really attach to the concrete, so it's sort of just sitting on the surface. And this whole thing can tip forward, which means that I can pass the wires underneath. Take this off for now. Run these underneath. There they are. All 4 lights going. I think it's time for some landscaping. I want to use these branches to make trees all around the fireplace. I want this to feel like it's in the middle of a forest. I really like this one because of these branching parts right here. It makes it look like an actual tree. Whoops. Well, that was bound to happen eventually. All right, a major question is how I'm actually going to glue this down. I wonder if hot glue will work if I clean this off enough. I want this nice mossy face facing front, and the cut wasn't perfect, which is kind of cool because it makes it lean at sort of a realistic angle. Not super optimistic, but with enough hot glue, you can do anything. That seems like it's holding. Let's give that a little reinforcement. Nice, that's awesome. Right there. This one has a definite old fairy forest look to it. Now I see why I would want a bigger hot glue gun. If I do more book nooks, I might finally replace this $1 hot glue gun that I got about 10 years ago. All right, I feel like we need some smaller ones to fill in the gaps. Maybe let's get the fireplace set with the little flames on, and then we can add the ground cover. We want all these like up. Now we can add some logs and kind of arrange them so it looks more natural. Find our burnt logs. I might need to go outside and burn some more chopsticks. Maybe I'll put some rocks in front. I kind of wish these weren't so discreet, like each flame is so separate from the next one. There's not really any way, I don't think, to like make them, oh, there we go. That kind of pushed them all back. This is so cozy. So I got these bags of preserved and decorative moss, and I'm gonna use that to create a fairy-like forest floor. All right, can I just like, oh, that's cool. What if we use the other stuff over here? And in fact, I want it to go even further over here. So I'm gonna take out some of this. I really don't know if this glue is even doing anything at this point, but it can't hurt. Like, do we want to add some of this? Ooh, yeah, a little transition. I'm going fully on knee-jerk reactions for this project. Like, only what I feel in the moment, I'm going with that, because I feel like that's what you have to do when you're making a mood-based, dream-based diorama like this. Do I have scissors? How do I not have scissors? It's way too neat on the front right now. It looks like a grassy lawn. I'm gonna need some things, add some things to this to make it look more organic. But the first step is just filling in the ground. Let's put some rocks there. I'm gonna take some pieces of this and kind of just scatter it around. That'll make everything a little more organic feeling. Take some of this stuff and put it over here as well. Let's take this and just snap it. One there, one there. Ooh, that's it, baby. Just need a little hole. This moss can kind of be like bushes as well, or little shrubby undergrowth. All right, that is becoming super cool. Actually, I think I'm gonna go burn some chopsticks to make more soot that I can put in the fireplace. So instead of chopsticks, I found these sticks in the same wood pile that I got the miniature trees from. So hopefully that'll make everything look really cohesive and realistic. I want to try to add the effect of glowing coals with some bits of tinfoil. Let's add some pieces of our burnt sticks. That looks good. Okay, I'm liking where this is going. Let's make a little wood pile. Little pieces of sticks, we can make like a little kindling pile. I also got some bits of ash from the fireplace that I can scatter around. Just need like a little piece of coal. There we go, I can put that one.
Marley, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is so nice. I want to just cozy up in there with my little fairy friends.
That's the vibe. That's what we're going for.
Vibe is given.
I might like rub a little ash on that just to dirty it up a little bit. I also found this branch outside with buds on it, so I want to plant some of those around so it looks like little short shrubs. Put one right there. You can kind of just poke them into the moss. Oh, yes. That looks great. Little young trees. Abby is chewing on one of the sticks that I brought in. Abby, look. As Penny watches. Maybe add just some like sticks on the ground here so it doesn't look so perfect. And I want to hang some of this like from the fireplace so like it looks like it's a little overgrown. Just commit to this one. Just commit to that. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to get it in all like the points where the grout joins, because that's where the moss would have a lot of surface area to grow. There definitely would be some on the side, because that's where it wouldn't be as maintained. So I feel like we need some big clumps on the side. A little more right there. I want to hang some from the trees. Maybe a little there. Kind of just want to fill in some of the areas between the trees with moss so it just looks really like dense. Almost like this forest is just a big pillow. Maybe these can be like little stools to sit at.
Oh my goodness! It's so little and cute. I want to take it home with me. Oh, you did a really good job. How about right here beside our biographies and whatever these are?
A little nervous to move it. Should be good. All right, we're alive. There it is.
Okay, walk slower.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna head in there. All right, this is gonna make it really look like a party. It's so magical.
I think you should add a little Polly Pocket fairy.
I kind of like the absence of any like humanoid figures because it makes it seem like you could be in there. Just need like a little elf sitting there and a little elf sitting there. I would like live here.
Is this where you want to get married?
Yeah, can this be our wedding venue?
This is Morley's vision.
This is my vision for a wedding venue. When our family asks where we gonna get married, this is it.
It's good. Now instead of just being like, oh, forest, and people will be like,
Yeah, I'll just show them this video and be like, this is where I want to get married. Just make it human-sized.